Welcome back to another episode of Foraging Through the Calendar with me, Jack Ball. I'm a foraging instructor in the south of England, and in this video series I bring that knowledge to you online. It's the month of June and I'm here in the New Forest. I'm going to have a wander around and see what goodies we can find this month. Right, well it hasn't taken me long to find my first find of the day here, and I found a little gem actually, just down here. This guy. Now this is a tiny little specimen, but this is a Dryad Saddle. And interestingly enough, this is probably the tiniest one I've ever found, but this is one of the largest capped mushrooms that we have growing here in the UK. The cap of this mushroom, on average, is 12 inches, and they can be found even bigger. It's a really tasty spring to summer mushroom, and it smells like watermelon. It's also known as pheasant back mushroom for its scaly cap, as it looks very similar to a female pheasant. You'll normally find them in large clusters, unlike this individual we find here. He's just holding on this stick. Now it's quite a fibrous mushroom, so I'd recommend slicing it up and drying it out. You then have it preserved for the year and you can grind it up into a powder and add it to your soups and stews. Right, let's keep on wandering and see what else we can find. Oh, it's beautiful out here. Cool. Hang on, I think we've got a puffball. Oh, no, that is an old dog poo. Wouldn't want to mix those two up. Woo! Right, I've got a good find. I found something cool. Right, let me just spin you round. So we scan the area a bit. Look at this lovely, huge beach. But look on this stump we got here. We've got some beautiful oyster mushrooms. And another little cluster just down here as well. Beautiful. Oyster mushrooms are one of the easiest mushrooms to cultivate at home. They're really not too fussy about their environment, unlike other species where you've got to keep an eye on humidity and there are other conditions in the environment. But these guys will even grow on the surface just on the kitchen side at home. So they're a really good one to do for that. And another cool thing with them out here in the wild is that they grow for 12 months of the year. So we can find these in the summer months and right in the freezing cold. I've found them in the snow before. There's all sorts of varieties of oyster mushrooms and they're all tasty. Loads of different ones that you can grow at home, all sorts of different colours and varieties, and you'll find all sorts of different colours and varieties out here in the wild too. Oyster mushrooms is a safe beginner's mushroom. Be aware of the angel wings that you could find in the heights of Scotland, although it is a pretty rare mushroom. And the cap as well on there won't be completely complete, it will have like a V in it. And if you suffer kidney problems already, then the angel wings is not going to do you any favours at all and could be pretty severe. Hang on a minute, is that some early Liberty? Nah, way too early for that. But what this is some white clover. Clover is a really great, abundant plant to utilise. All parts of the plant are edible. The seed pods, the flowers, the stem, the leaves. It's got vitamins A, C, E and K, calcium, magnesium. I could go on, but basically, it's a really good one to eat and it grows everywhere. Yo, cheeky feather, don't mind if I do. Right, just now I'm approaching a woodland edge, as you can see. And something that you'll always find down on the woodland edges is this guy. Herb Robert, named after a famous monk that liked to use this to heal. It is an edible. I'm not too keen on it. It's a bit of a Marmite one. I taste nasty flavours. Others tell me that it tastes like coriander and they use it as a substitute for that. But what you can do, and what I would use it for, is if you've got a sore throat, chew some Herb Robert, as it's got really strong antibacterial properties and it will help soothe your throat. So it's a definite winner for that. And have a little nibble on your next walk and you might be one of the lucky ones where it tastes lovely to you, just like coriander. Fingers crossed. The flowers are a vibrant pink with 5 petals and shaped like a star. The stems will usually have a streak of red on them. The leaves are palmately divided and about 6 centimetres long. Right, I found another one. So, down here, we've got what I believe to be a blusher. I'm just going to try and prise him right up. Yep, it's a blusher. And what I'm looking for on there is I'm having a close inspection on the skirt of the mushroom. And with the blusher, it has lines going down the skirt. So this mushroom is an Amanita. It's in the Amanita family, which is the most deadliest family of mushrooms that we have in the UK. We've got things in that mushroom genus like the death cap and the destroying angel. Now 90% of the world's fatalities to a mushroom come down to the death cap mushroom, which is in this family. And that extra 10% that's left, a big percentage of that is a destroying angel, which is also in this family of mushrooms. So the Amanita family is a really important family to get familiar with your mushroom foraging. And as you can see, the cap, at the top of the cap of this one, it looks familiar to one that you will be familiar with. The fly agaric, the red one with the white spots. That mushroom is a medicinal mushroom and it is used for spiritual purposes also. A wonderful one to put into a balm and use topically on the skin for any kind of muscle complaints or pain as well, and making a tincture with it and putting the tincture directly on an area, toothache for example, and put the tincture on the outside of your gut of your face as well as inside your gums as well. Works brilliantly. With the fly agaric, you need to do some research before using it, but I'll give you a quick rundown. You don't want to eat it raw as it will make you sick, but when you dry the mushroom, you convert the compounds within. You have ibotonic acid and muscimol, and when the mushroom is dried and heated, the ibotonic acid will convert into muscimol, which is, both compounds are psychedelic, but ibotonic acid is what causes the sickness when consumed raw. So yeah, do a deep dive on that if that's interesting for you and a journey that you want to step down. Yeah, see what you think. Yeah, it's all sorts of uses, and some much deeper uses in a ceremonial manner as well. Amanitas, you need to get familiar with this family as it is a dangerous one. It's a bit like the umbellifers, the carrot family of the plants. You know, you need to get familiar with them because we've got things like the hemlocks in there. This is a similar ball game. You need to get to know your Amanitas. And with the Amanitas, what they all share in common is they all grow in an egg sac. So they start off in an egg sac. And as you can see, this one is quite a small little egg sac on this one, to be fair. But you can see where all the dirt's still around the base there. That was underground, whereas many other mushrooms will just terminate as soon as it hits the top of the soil. So Amanitas, little egg underneath, and they all have this little skirt. Now I'll do a little zoom up for you and you can see the little lines that I'm talking about on this skirt. So the skirt of a mushroom is where the cap was originally attached to the stem, and then as it broke away and spread out to spread its spores and detached itself from the stem, it leaves behind what is known as a skirt, like you see here. And there you can see its egg sac, also known as the vulva. And you can safely ID these blushers. They're a gorgeous find. Also, only 1% of the world's mushrooms are fatally poisonous. I think a lot of people get wrapped up in the concerns around the risks to death with mushroom foraging, and a lot of it is blown way out of proportion. It's not to say that there isn't any dangers with mushroom foraging, because there are, but there's dangers with all sorts of activities in life. And what do you do before dangerous things? You have a bit of a safety brief and you figure out where the danger is, and then you avoid the danger. And with the mushrooms, it can be easily avoided because you know that the laws don't change with the mushrooms. They all stay the same. There's no other interference in nature. So once you learn it, you can trust it. You never guess what I just stumbled across. Have a look down here. Ta-da! An absolute treasure trove. A treasure trove of some sort of jay feather. Now that is a few more feathers to my cap. The best find of the day. And if you ever wondered what holly tastes like, June might be a good month to try that. These little babies right here, now that might be giving you the EBGBs, but that isn't actually hurting because These young ones are really delicate and soft and not spiky. So you can screw them up and not get penetrated. But yeah, you can give these ones a try. Slightly bitter, but full of wisdom. Oh, a squirrel. Right, I just stumbled across something pretty cool. I've never found one of these. Yeah, stumbled across this by accident. So I'm looking down here and I spot a little camo bag out in all this, just like, I'm in a bush more or less. And yeah, open it up, look on the front and have a look at this. I'll just stop it there and have a little look. Geocatching. It's like foraging for wild food, but you just can't eat what you find. That is super cool. If you know, you know, and hello to you. And I found your box. And I'm gonna leave it exactly where I found it for the next treasure hunters to come across and find. But while you're out here looking for this kind of treasure, have a look for the mushrooms as well. Oh, just found a few more oysters. Look at them little puppies. Plenty of oysters about today. Well, it looks like we've doubled up again. I've also found, looks like somebody's made some sort of den here. I don't think they slept in it. But we got some more Dryad Saddles. These ones are really quite faint on top there. Just focus in. But yeah, you can just about see the scales on there. And underneath those lovely paws. But there's some lovely young fresh ones. Cool. There's an abundance out here in June. By picking these mushrooms and taking them for a walk around the woods, I'm going to be spreading their spores far and wide all over this woodland. I'm going to dry them out in the sunshine and make a gorgeous mushroom stock. Right guys, and that's it. We're going to end it up there on June. Well, I have got one more thing for you actually. Come down there. We have got some artist brackets or artist conchs. Now, not all mushrooms have stems, and you do get many bracket fungus or shelf-life fungus. And we don't have any fatally poisonous bracket or shelf-life fungus growing here in the UK. There is one mushroom is a cinnamon bracket. Never found it. I don't know anyone else who's ever found it, so let me know in the comments if you have. That, you know, it's got some toxins in, could give you an upset stomach, that sort of thing, but there's no reports of death. So yeah, so there's a vast amount of bracket fungus out there. They're a great place to start for the beginner forager. Really tasty ones in there. You've got things like chicken of the woods and the beefsteak fungus, turkey tails, birch polypore for other uses. But yeah, the list goes on with the bracket fungus. So a great place to start for you guys as beginners. Now the artist bracket is super cool, especially if you're a bit of a creative and you're handy at a bit of artwork. Let's see if I can get him off without completely wrecking him. Oh. Okay. I'm going to show you what's up with the brackets, and I'll end it on this one. Right, let me get a little stick. So yeah, this is the actual end, but if you like this video, do subscribe and like it, share it, all that stuff. And I'll finish you out on this one. A little note from the mushrooms to you.